Hey everyone, welcome to a very unique edition of Fallout Plays. We're going to go over some general tips at how to do well in the Crucible, and joining me today is special guest Datto of Datto Does Destiny. Let's go ahead and jump right in. The first tip on our list is communication. Coordinating with your teammates is very important. You want to make sure that you're keeping open lines of communication with one another during the match. That includes, but is not limited to, relaying valuable information about where the enemy team is spawning, where the enemy team is holding up, and if you or anyone on your team has generated any orbs of light, and if so, where they are. It's also just as important to communicate with your teammates before the match as well. Before going into a game of Crucible, make sure that everyone can agree on a general strategy, as well as talk about what kind of weapons and subclasses you feel would be best used in the game type you're about to play. Also make sure that before the match starts that everyone on your team is wearing matching shaders and emblems to guarantee that your entire team gets the 10% bonus to their super recharge speed.
Wearing good armor with helpful perks is pretty important when going into the Crucible. Keep in mind that there are some armor perks that are better suited for campaign, while others are better suited for PvP. Here are some armor perks that are widely thought of as top tier for the Crucible. Carry more ammo for heavy weapons, increased grenade throw distance, increased reload speed with special weapons, replenish super energy when you kill an enemy with a grenade, melee hits replenish grenade energy, increased melee attack speed, which as we all know stacks, and increased super energy by killing minions of the darkness. Yes, a lot of people are surprised by this, but the game views enemies you kill in the Crucible as darkness enemies. This is not to be confused with the perk more super energy from non-guardian kills, which does not grant you any bonuses in PvP.
On the subject of armor, remember that in terms of dealing damage and taking damage, that level does not matter in the Crucible unless you're playing in Iron Banner. That being said, it is important to note that whichever player on your team spawns holding the banner in the little opening cutscene will get a 25% bonus to health, but only until their first death. While that is a big increase, it doesn't really justify putting on armor to get you to level 32 for a boost that you'll only get for a short period of time. It's a much better idea to wear armor that has good perks and good stat distribution for your intellect, strength, and discipline. Tip number 3 is to know the point system. Remember that the Crucible operates on a point system, and you can earn more points for your team if you learn and utilize that system. Here's a general list of Crucible actions and their related points. Obviously, certain points are only available to certain game types, but you get the idea. Knowing how to get the most points in a match is really important to winning and getting better as a player.
Tip 4. Know the game type. Remember that certain game types require different strategies to win. In Skirmish, you should try to stay together as a group so that you can better cover each other and outgun the other team. That way no one teammate can be left alone to be easily picked off. In Control, you'll often find that your team might have control of 2 zones and the enemy team will have control of only 1 zone. When this happens, it is very important that you and your teammates all leave where you're currently holding and push together into the enemy spawn to capture their only remaining zone. Having all 3 zones will give your team total control, and you'll be getting an additional 200 points per kill, which will be able to help you end the game that much quicker.
Tip number 5 is to know the maps. Certain maps often promote certain types of weapon use. For example, Shores of Time is a map that is pretty wide open and has great lines of sight, making it a perfect map to use shotguns on. Lesser experienced players will usually waste time on maps like these trying to camp and get kills with a sniper rifle, making them easy targets for any smart player who can simply come up behind them and shotgun them to death.
Tip 6. Control the heavy ammo. No matter what game type you prefer to play, controlling the heavy weapon ammo is always crucial to winning. The heavy weapon ammo will spawn randomly in the Crucible, so don't worry about trying to prepare ahead of time for when it will drop. Just wait for the game announcer to say, heavy ammo inbound. Once he says that, the heavy ammo will spawn in exactly 25 seconds. A lot of people make the common mistake of sharing heavy ammo with their teammates when it spawns in Crucible. You shouldn't be doing this, because sharing the heavy ammo with other players actually makes it weaker. By how much? It depends on a couple of things, including your light level, your teammate's light level, your character's hair color, and how many people are sharing the ammo. It might sound a little complicated, but I've managed to simplify everything with this mathematic formula that you can use on your own to figure out the percent drop with your own teammates. If you don't have a calculator, then just use the following rule of thumb. On average, sharing the heavy ammo among 3 players will weaken your heavy weapon damage by about 294.5%.
Tip number 7 is to know and use your exotic weapons. You really want to make sure that you're using the best weapons possible in the Crucible to win. Exotic weapons are great, and one of the best ones in the game is a sniper rifle called No Land Beyond. Now this gun is really awesome because even though it's a sniper rifle, it can be used in the primary spot, meaning that you can still use a special weapon, like a shotgun or a fusion rifle, as a backup. Between having a sniper rifle and a shotgun at the same time, you have the ability to fight enemies at both close range and long range, making you deadly at any distance. If you happen to play a Defender Titan, you'll know that snipers with high impact can get one-shot body kills with your Weapons of Light bonus to your Ward of Dawn. Since No Land Beyond has really high impact for a sniper, the same logic applies. Just get your Ward of Dawn up, step right through, and now when you use this weapon, you can get one-shot kills to the body, just like with all the other... Wait, what? What the hell? Okay, wait, hang on a sec. Using both Weapons of Light and Illuminated together, your No Land Beyond will now be able to... You have got to be
Tip 8. Sportsmanship. After a good match, it's good practice to send a message to a player on the other team reminding them how badly they played and how much better you are at the game than them. Try to use horrible grammar and spelling, and make sure the entire message reads like it was written by a 9-year-old who was raised by dyslexic coyotes. Remember to block them immediately after messaging them so that they don't have a chance to argue back.
Remember that even though winning is great, it's okay to lose. Even the best players lose every now and again. If you do lose a match, make sure to place the blame entirely on your teammates and take no responsibility for your own score, even if you went negative. Let your teammates know that you probably wouldn't have lost if they didn't play like scrubs, and if you went negative, it was only due to the fact that they didn't know how to properly give good cover. Well, we're almost at the end, so I'd like to thank my special guest Datto for helping me share all those Crucible tips with you. Make sure to check out his YouTube channel if you haven't already. Alright, now I want to let you know that I've saved the best for last. This isn't so much a tip as much as it is an exploit. I'm going to show you how to respawn every time in the Crucible with your super fully charged. I don't know anybody who knows how to do this, and it's really easy to do. Actually, I'm not even sure that this is something that can be patched. Man, if Bungie only knew from the beginning how badly this could be abused, I can't even imagine. Anyway, to do this, you need to be wearing 3 pieces of Crota raid gear, and your helmet needs to be... What the hell? Hey, who are you? How did you get in here? Look, get out of here now or I'm calling the cops. Hey, wait a minute, aren't you Deej? Hey, do it!